Nothing is more frustrating than standing on an Alaska river, watching everyone around you catch salmon while your fly gets ignored. I went from wondering if I had the wrong rod, the wrong cast, or the wrong spot, to catching fish consistently with one incredibly simple fly pattern. It isn't fancy, it doesn't take long to tie, and it's become the first fly I reach for every time I chase salmon in Alaska. I've caught countless pink salmon on this fly, plenty of silver salmon too. And I've even handed these flies out to anglers who weren't catching fish.
Thank you so much.
A few casts later, they're hooked up. Today I'm going to show you exactly how I tie it. Let's get started. I'm using a stainless steel No. 4 hook, and I'm securing it to my fly tying vise. Make sure it's clamped down firmly because you'll be putting a little tension on the thread as you tie. The first material is pink thread. I like using pink thread on this fly because if a little bit of it happens to show through later on, it blends right into the fly instead of standing out. I'm going to start just behind the hook eye and wrap the thread all the way back to the bend of the hook, covering the shank with a smooth, even layer. Once I reach the back, I'll leave the thread hanging there because that's where we'll tie in the tail. For the tail, I'm using Flashabou. Here you can see I have some different varieties of Flashabou, and I like to create a couple different shades of pink flies with different Flashabou finishes. For this one, I'm using a silver flash. I fold the Flashabou over, cut it in half, then fold it again and cut it one more time when I have strands that are about 2 inches long. Now I'll place those strands on the top of the hook and secure them with several firm wraps of the thread. Take your time with this step. Good thread wraps keep everything from twisting around the hook later. Once the Flashabou is tied in, I'll wrap the thread forward and then back again to make sure everything is locked down securely. If you want to make this fly even more durable, this is a great place to add a tiny drop of head cement before moving on. Now it's time for the body. I'm using pink chenille. I tie the chenille in at the rear of the hook, then move my thread forward just behind the hook eye. Now I'll start wrapping the chenille toward the front of the hook. The goal is to keep each wrap snug against the previous one, so you end up with a nice full body without any gap showing through. Sometimes the thread wants to catch on the chenille while you're wrapping it. If that happens, don't worry about it. Just straighten everything out and keep on going. Once I reach the front of the hook, I'll secure the chenille with several tight thread wraps. Then I'll snip off the chenille up snug to the hook. To finish the fly, I simply tie a couple of half hitches. I know a lot of fly tiers prefer using a whip finish tool, but honestly, I've tied many of these flies with just a couple of half hitches, and they've held up through a lot of salmon. Once the knot is finished, I'll trim the thread. Now I'll add a couple drops of head cement over the thread wraps. That little bit of head cement really helps the fly hold together after catching multiple fish. The final step is just cleaning everything up. I'll trim off the small tag end from where I started the thread, and then I'll even up the Flashabou tail until it's the length I like. And that's it. A simple fly that's quick to tie, inexpensive to make, and proven to catch salmon. Before every trip, I make sure I have about a dozen of these. That gives me enough for the week and a few extras to hand out to other anglers if they're having a slow day. Sometimes the simplest fly in your box ends up being the one you fish the most. If you're planning an Alaska trip, I highly recommend tying a handful of these before you go. And if you'd like to see exactly how I fish this fly and watch it catch salmon in Alaska, be sure to check out that video here. Tight lines, and we'll see you out there on the water.